Guys, I am back with a new project. I wanted to start my Disney album. It is from back in 2015, and I've been procrastinating doing this for quite some time. It just I was worried it was very overwhelming and it was just going to take up so much time. So I just kept putting things in a drawer saying, oh, yeah, that's for my Disney album, and then never getting to it. So I finally decided that I needed to get it done. So I wasn't worried about doing it anymore. And I wanted to share this series with you on my channel. And most of the pages are going to be pocket pages. I have quite a few videos. So as I'm going through the different pages and things like that in the different videos, just let me know if you're interested in seeing more or if you are ready for something different because I do have quite a bit of videos. I ended up filming pretty much all of the pocket pages, and most of the album is going to be pocket pages, and I am going to have a few full-size pages. I'm just not quite sure if I'm going to be posting the videos or not for those. So if you guys are interested in seeing the full-size pages that are going to go between these pocket pages, let me know in the comments below, and then that way I know if I need to tape those and share them with you. So I'm starting out here. I am on the back of a page protector. So a couple of these are going to go in the actual pockets, but like the tickets are going to go on the outside of the page protectors. So I'm sorry for the glare that the page protectors are giving, but I wanted to make sure you guys saw what I was doing with the tickets. So I have quite a bit of ephemera that I got from this trip, and I wanted to make sure I included a lot of it, and some of it's big and bulky like these tickets. In this case, I'm going to be putting them on the outside of the album, or in some cases, I may be using them on my full pages that I'm going to be putting in between these pocket pages. So you'll kind of see that as I go along, how I'm using my ephemera. And then I do have some ephemera that are bigger that I'm going to be putting in the album, but I didn't film that. And if you guys are interested in seeing what the final album looks like, I can do a flip through of everything, and then you can see those in between pages as well. Now on this page I am working on the two pockets at the bottom, and like I said, I'm going to be putting the tickets towards the top where I'm messing with them right now, and I don't really do a whole lot with this page. I wanted to keep it kind of simple because the tickets take up a lot of room, and I really like the what is it called, camera paper that is in the background, so I kind of left it as is. So for this I had that very old license plate piece of ephemera in the bottom left. It says love to travel, and I don't know, I think I've had that, oh, probably since I started really seriously scrapbooking, and I added that in, just some little ephemera from the die cut packs and stuff. I'm trying to remember, I think I had two of the Simple Stories Disney-esque pages, or not pages but collections. I believe I had, oh, what is it, I can't think what they're called now. I'll have to try to remember and put them in the link below or in the comments below. Or if I think of it as the video is going on, I'll make sure I mention it. But I had two different collections from, oh, Say Cheese, that's the collection. So I think I had Say Cheese and then Say Cheese 2. And then I had some random papers either from my stash or that I picked up along the way that I thought kind of went with this, maybe some background pages and things like that. And if I see that, I'll mention those as well. So for this is the next pocket page, I am going through my stash of die cuts, and at this point in time I have all of my die cuts, so there's quite a bit. So it does take me a little bit of time to flip through all the little options that I have and figure out what I want to put on the page. So I try to cut some of that out so you weren't watching that whole entire process of me going through them, but I did keep some of it in. Also, I want to apologize for some of the glare on the photos. When I was filming this, I was at a scrapbooking retreat, so I didn't have as much options with the lighting and such. So a lot of these pictures are a little glary because of how the light had to shine on the page. And because they're a matte photo, but they do have a little bit of a shine. So I guess they're kind of a satin color. With the collections, not only did I have the paper, but I also had the die cuts, and then I had the chipboard elements. So you're going to see me pulling those in here and there. And another thing I did with this to try to keep the album cohesive is I used my sewing machine, and I did quite a bit of stitching on pages. And that's kind of throughout the book. I don't do it on every single page, but I do add stitching on a lot of things. And I just really like the texture that the stitching gives. So I think I switched between a black stitching or black thread and then a white thread. So you'll see that as we go along too. So I have another one of those license plates there that I'm sticking down that says fly away. I thought that was a great picture of the sky as we were headed off to Florida. So we went to Disney World, right? Disney World, yes, that's in Florida. I always get them confused. So you're going to see me adding some of these die cuts. I put that circle die cut at the top middle card, and then I had an offcut piece so you can see I'm working with that at the bottom below. And then I had these little Mickey heads. They're kind of like a resin, and they're super cute. They have a dimension to them, kind of round and flat, kind of like an enamel dot. So they're super cute. And I added that there, and I'm going to add a little word strip here to the bottom as well where I added that Mickey head. And that's a picture of my daughter and my mom on the plane looking at the little flight safety manual. This was her first time flying, so she did really, really good. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, it's not her first time, but it was her first time flying since she was older. We flew, me and her by ourselves one time, I think when she's about almost, no, I guess she was right about two. And this is the first time she's flown since she's been a little bit older. And she had a really good time. She was really patient. She sat real nice. She's a pretty well behaved kid in these kind of situations, so I'm pretty grateful for that. So now I'm just kind of playing around trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the page. I am going to use these labels and some Stampin' Up! Ink to add the date on here, and I'm going to add it to that card, that 3x4 that looks kind of like a postcard towards the bottom middle of the page. And you can kind of see I just kind of put die cuts and things around the page, kind of how I thought they would look nice, kind of a collagey look. And as I'm going through this album, you're going to see some the 12 by 12 pages are much more embellished, and then some are very simplistic. I have to admit, towards the end of doing this album, I was kind of like, oh my God, can this album just be done yet? I don't think I want to put any more on these pages. So I kept some of the pages a little bit less embellished as we went along. So you'll see that too. So here's some stitching. I just kind of show you close up. This is all white stitching, and then I'm moving on to my next page. And I would say that these videos probably will have, I don't know, 3 to 4, maybe 5 12 by 12 layouts, depending on how much embellishing I do. And the videos are going to be around 15 minutes each, just so you have an idea of kind of what to look forward to with this series. And on this one, I really wanted to do some stamping. My friend was with me when I was scrapbooking at this retreat, and she had brought some of her stamps, so I wanted to make sure I took advantage of that while she was there. So this is an Allie Edwards set. I don't know the name of the set, but if you guys are very interested in it and you need to, or you would like to know, let me know in the comments below, and I can ask her what this set is called. So I just really super like the handwriting that Allie has, and I really wanted to make sure I used this on this page. I thought it went really well with kind of the travel theme. And this is, or these are all photos of around the hotel where we stayed. So I have some of the little wildlife that was around there, and as well as some of the botanical elements, I guess, and other things about the hotel. So I wanted to make sure I kind of did a page of the hotel. That Instagram camera in the bottom middle is a chipboard piece, and then I'm just continuing to stamp around. These were some plus signs that were in that same stamp set. So I did the adventure and life outside. Oh no, I'm sorry. These little pluses were from, I think that's a, what's her, it's an L Studio, I believe, is where that little plus signs came from, and as well as this heart. The life outside and the adventure, I believe, came from the Allie Edwards stamp set. So I'm just using some of this VersaFine black ink around the page, and I really like how this looks. This is a pretty simple layout just because I didn't have a lot of journaling cards. Most of it was photos, so I kept a lot of the journaling cards where the embellishments were, and I didn't do a whole lot on the actual photos themselves just because I thought they were super pretty and I didn't really want to cover up any of the images. But on this one there is some blank space in the bottom right of the photo, so I thought it would be a good place to add that little journaling card, a little bit about the hotel where we stayed. We did stay at the Colorado Springs, or no, sorry, Coronado Springs. It was a pretty cute hotel, nothing too fancy. We kind of went for a middle of the road hotel. I knew we weren't going to spend a lot of time at the hotel, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money having reservations for a hotel that we weren't going to be at. So we just kind of did middle of the road. We didn't want to go bottom of the line, but we also didn't need to go to the fancy, fancy hotel. That's a nice way to kind of budget for the vacation. Disney is not necessarily the cheapest vacation, so we thought kind of getting a less expensive hotel would be a little bit better. So I really struggled with these little tassel elements. I think this is the only one I ever used in any of the pages. I could be wrong. I did a lot of these pages and I don't remember exactly what I did, but I was struggling with those tassels. It just, I don't know, I couldn't find a place for them. But this one worked well because I could add it to like kind of the stitching at the top of the card. So these are just stickers that came in the Say Cheese collection. Again, that's from Simple Stories. And I'm just going to sprinkle those around the page. I'm going to pick up this little die cut so I can add the word strip right there. Just kind of adding some layering and kind of collaging to it so it adds interest to some of these cards. Now I'm just kind of looking through. I do want to add a little bit of bling, so I'm going to take out these, not these, but sequence and kind of sprinkle those around the page. And I ended up thinking I was going to use the stars, but I decided on the hearts instead. I thought the silver stars were a little much, so I have these little bitty tiny itty bitty hearts and these little tiny black sequins, the round sequins, and I thought those would look cute on the page. And I believe I pull out the white. Yes, I pull out the white too. They're kind of like an opalescent white. So I'm just kind of sprinkling those around the page, and I will end up using my liquid glue to attach those down. I find that's the best glue. Glue dots work really well too, but on these little bitty ones, glue dots are just a little bit too big, so I end up using just the liquid glue. So those are the cards finished. Oh, and I missed a little one. I will add that on now. This is just my fine liner glue bottle. I absolutely love that glue bottle. I highly recommend that bottle. You can get it from Hobby Lobby, and I just fill it with Scotch tacky glue. Now I'm on to the next page. The top left photo, you can kind of see that it's in a page protector already. That is because I have a couple photos on this page that didn't fit, so I'm using one of those little photo flips. I believe it's from Close to My Heart. So if you're interested in any of those photo flips and you're looking for a Close to My Heart rep, let me know. I have someone that I get my stuff from, and I can definitely add her link below or add it in the comments if you guys are interested in any of those photo flips or anything else close to my heart. So let me know for sure. Her name is Rebecca, and I've gotten a lot of stuff from her, and she's super awesome. So now I'm just kind of going through the different stickers, trying to figure out what I want to put on the page. This is a complimentary page to the one I just did. So these are more photos of around the hotel and the wildlife. The picture that I'm using right now or working on right now with the tab has a little alligator, and I just added a happy tab because he looked happy hanging out. And so I'm just kind of looking through my die cut pieces and putting things around. I am going to pull out more sequins. Again, like I said, this is a complimentary page, the one I just did. So I want to make sure I bring those elements that I used on the opposite side to this side of the layout. The best place ever, that is just a die cut that came in the pack. And then these are some more sequins that I've had in my stash. I think these are all from Michaels, where you can get like quite a bit of sequins, probably more sequins than I ever will use, unless I'm doing some shaker pockets. But I really like them. They're pretty economical when you get them from Michaels. You can get them in a multi-pack, and they can, or you can use your 40-50% off coupon, whatever you might have. So you can see here I am adding a lot of things on the outside of these page protectors. I showed that in the very first page I did on this video, as well as I will do that on some of these other pages. Or actually, sorry, I lied. This one I did end up putting on the photo, but I will put things on the outside of the page protector if they're a little more bulky or if I just kind of want that look. I kind of like the tactileness of adding it to both the photo and then on the outside of the page protector. So when I do my flip through, if you guys are interested in that, you will see that as well, where I will punch some of the bigger elements and just add them to the rings. I won't put them in a photo pocket at all. My friend, she went to Disney maybe a year or so before I went, and she had cut out quite a few things on her silhouette. And some of them were too big and some of them she didn't use. So anything that she didn't use, she ended up gifting them to me. So I was pretty excited about that. And because some of the things are kind of big, I did end up having to put them free floating kind of in the album. So like I said, if you're interested in seeing the flip through when I'm done with the series, I can definitely show you kind of how I tackled those bigger pieces of either ephemera or die cuts and things like that. So here I did some more stitching, some black stitching, some white stitching, and then I'm just kind of showing you some of the embellishment clusters I did around the page. Thanks so much for watching and stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you guys. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.